Robin says I should play this one more often, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to open with it. The way this morning's light played on the water, shining out in all directions, made me recall your eyes and how they used to shine when you were feeling love for me. Now they've long since lost their luster. Nowadays all you can muster is a smile. And I cry not for the past I've lost, but for the future that will never be. 'Cause I looked ahead so many times, with all my days to come ahead of me. When all the trees would tower and we'd sit beneath them hours at a time. And we'd help ourselves through all the old indulgences we'd put on hold so long. And we'd reap the quiet pleasures of our love. God, it would have been so fine. And now I've lost you, and I've lost all my days to come. I guess I must have let the fun go out of loving me, 'cause you ain't loving me. Why have I lost you when I treated you so kind? What did you expect to find? You say it isn't me, it's you. There's nothing anyone can do, but how do you expect me to go on? Now that all my days to come are gone. The way the wind blew cold this evening on my face as you were leaving made me sigh. For the first time in years I cried the tears of a single man alone. Maybe if I was to blame, then I could stand here feeling shame instead of empty. But all I feel is sorrow for a lifetime of tomorrows that are gone. And now I've lost you, and I've lost all my days to come. I guess I must have let the fun go out of loving me, 'cause you ain't loving me. Why have I lost you when I treated you so kind? What did you expect to find? You say it isn't me, it's you. There's nothing anyone can do, but how do you expect me to go on? Now that all my days to come are gone. They come and gone. And that was written at Robin at Saunders. Remember that first little house that we bought when I was still playing with Dennis? We bought this little starter home in Round Rock, Holly and I did. That was my first real attempt to write something like Dennis would write. There's little details in there that I know that he would go, and he did, you know, when I played that one for him, he would go, well, that guy did that with the two minor five. That was pretty cool. So anyway, I think oh man, I don't think I would have written half of what I've written without his influence. It was a really good influence. This is, trying to remember what key I did this. Robin, you wouldn't know. I don't think I shared that information with you on the couch the other night. Hello? I think it's the key of C, the people's key of C. And this is the first song that Dennis and I wrote together. We wrote a handful of songs together. This is the very first one. Love comes out of the blue to a heart that's broken into it was heaven. Send me to you and you to me. So far ahead of the rest of the fools who settle for less, and with all I have I invest in you and me. Few ever know what love can be, even so you and me may lead to more than you realize, and the love you see in my eyes will remind you that whatever dies will live again. Love, you and I, heaven knows, by and by you were sure to come my way. Never go far away, never go, I would fade away, fade away. Love comes out of the blue to a heart that's broken into it was heaven. Sent me to you and you to me. We are in love, you and I, heaven knows, by and by you were sure to come my way. Never go far away, never go, I would simply fade away. You and I, heaven knows, by and by you were sure to come my way. Never go far away, never go, I would simply fade away. That was written in that little brown shag carpet apartment on Park Lane, just east of Greenville. Dennis and I played at a Holiday Inn. It was sort of near the end of our. It was one of those last nails in the musical coffin, you know. we're looking at each other going, we're at a Holiday Inn on a Wednesday night. There's a Rangers game behind us. Nobody's looking at us. Sound's turned down, but it doesn't matter. We're playing, you know, Amy. Maybe this hadn't turned out quite as good as we thought. And I was living in Austin and missed being at home. And so near the end of our working lives together, we saw a bunch of Holiday Inn businessmen on the road, and we'd look at him at the bar, and we'd speculate what that guy was doing. You know, wonder where he's from. He's probably from Des Moines. He just looks Des Moines to me. He's got that Des Moines look about him. So that's the narrator in this song, is the Holiday Inn, the guy nursing his Jack and Coke at the bar. Trying to remember how it starts. Once I start it, it's going to be great. I think I've found the right key, too. You look at me as if I may have lost my mind. But darling, I'm inclined to disagree. It's true I'm far away from home, but I would rather sleep alone. 'Cause making love means something very different to me. You tell me there's no strings attached, it's just one night. A rare and perfect opportunity. But if I stay with you tonight, the morning won't feel right. I've come to know that afterglow means everything to me. I've been spoiled by love. I've been spoiled by love. You argue that we're both a little lonely, and the company would do us good. You call it making love, but for me it's simply not enough. 'Cause the morning after leaves you cold and empty when you've been spoiled by love. I didn't mean to make you feel you're second rate, and if I did, then I apologize. But a one-night memory is just not enough for me. I've come to know it holds little appeal when you realize that you've been spoiled by love. You've been spoiled by love. You argue that we're both a little lonely, and the company would do us good. You call it making love, but for me it's simply not enough. the morning after leaves you cold and empty when you've been spoiled by love. Yeah, the morning after leaves you cold and empty when you've been spoiled by love. Thanks. You know what the message there is? Hold out for the real thing. It's so much better. What do you want to hear? What do you want to hear? I haven't played these songs for you in a long time. Do you want to hear ones you've heard, or do you want to hear new ones, or you want to hear ones you've heard, or what?
Enough of that.
Oh, okay. So this, did I play you this one? I don't know if I've ever played you this one. See if you can find out who my influence was here. Randy figured it out after a couple of times.
Single chords.
It's enough to be loved. It's enough to belong to someone like I do. It's enough to be loved when the one who loves you more than life, just like you do. When the world turns too fast and the future has become the past too soon, it seems that with you time is still and your touch can warm the coldest winter chill. Enough for me. You give me all that I'll ever need. If I have your love, that's more than enough. When the clouds hide the sun, there is light in your eyes that shine, and that's enough for me. You give me all that I'll ever need. If I have your love, that's more than enough. When the day fades to night, you're here and the world is right, and that's enough for me. Thanks. Did you hear the little Dennis thing? You give me all that I'll ever need. That's such a Dennis thing. Oh man, kills me that he didn't get to hear that. But, well, here's one that Dennis would not have. I don't think. Well, he might have written this. We did some kind of. Back when we played like Old Cowhand and Pencil Thin Mustache and stuff like that. So I know he liked this style, this Dan Hicksy kind of stuff, you know. This is a song about indecision. And Dennis would say, should we do this? I'd say, I don't know. Let's ask them. You're here, you're gone, you come, you go, you stay, you leave, it's getting so. I think I've finally had enough, so either love me or leave me. This back and forth, this up and down, this on and off, this lost and found, this finally more than I can take, so either love me or leave me. I'm tired of being strong alone. The way you treat my heart is wrong. This may well be my final song I ever write for you. It's time for you to take a stand, so ante up or fold your hand. This time I'm gonna call your bluff, so either love me, either love me or leave me alone. Tired of being strong alone. The way you treat my heart is wrong. This may well be my final song I ever write for you. So tell me now, you're here to stay, or saddle up and ride away. 'Cause frankly I don't give a damn, so either love me or leave me. Either love me or leave me alone. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if you can edit this, but the way that last lick was supposed to go was... No, not that. It's a big ending. Here's another one that I don't know if you've heard this. This I wrote about Robin's smile. You've heard that. You've seen it, right? Like springtime when all is new, when frost turns to morning dew. The dawn paints the heavens blue when you smile at me. Like sun on the window pane, as soft as a summer rain. The birds sing their sweet refrain when you smile at me. Nature in all of its wonder, cannot compare with your smile. And this enchantment I'm under, I hope I stay here a while. The stars light the evening sky, the moon glows angels sigh. The world sings a lullaby when you smile at me. Nature in all of its wonder cannot compare with your smile. And this enchantment I'm under, I plan to stay here a while. Winter becomes the spring, church bells begin to ring, and I hear the angels sing when you smile at me. Thank you. That was my attempt to sound 87 years old. I wrote that back in the 30s, but when I was living on Brill, in the Brill building, is that where all those were written?
Is Brill cream a little devil do you?
That's true. I was thinking more of the music publisher as opposed to the hair tonic. But yeah, you make a good point. Same era. I have this porch on the back of my house. We don't have a big house, but we have the perfect bungalow-sized house for two people of our generation who are in no danger of having kids. So the only reason our house would have to get any bigger is if we bought too much shit at Pier 1, which we are inclined to do, you know. But it's the perfect little house. And it has this back porch on it that, oh man, the trees are so thick in the summer, and we've planted new photinias, and they're starting to come in and really block it. We lost a couple of trees, so we had this hole where we can see the neighbor's house. But in good years, and hopefully soon when that stuff grows in, we will have, again, the illusion of privacy in the suburbs. When you really don't, they can hear everything you're saying. They're right across the bush, you know, but you can't see them, and that matters so much. It really matters a lot. It's kind of the best you can get, you know.
Turn the music up.
Yeah. So it really is a good spot to sit and drink wine and play guitar, and it's really fun. You've been there. Yeah, you left your toothbrush. There ain't nothing like a back porch and a second cup of coffee. Well, on a summer Sunday morning with the radio on, and my thoughts tend to wander to nowhere in particular, while I began to hum along to an old love song. I wonder what it'd be like if I ever won the lottery. I wonder what I'd spend that kind of money on, 'cause there's nothing on my wish list that I don't already have, and I've had it all along. I know I'm a simple man, and I like to have my downtime. Not much holds a candle to a lazy afternoon, and I don't recall the last time I was ever in a hurry, and I don't recall the last time that I wanted something new. The old car's running pretty well, got a little money put away, and the woman that I love knows all the words to my songs. say that there's anything that I really gotta have, and I've had it all along. That's not to say I don't enjoy a road trip now and then, but it don't take too long before I'm headed home again. To the glider on my back porch, and a cold can of Heineken, and the woman that I dream about sitting by my side. We listen to the birds sing as the sun slowly fades away, and the day begins to give way to another summer night. Some say that I might be a little undermotivated, but I tend to disagree. I believe they're wrong, 'cause there's nothing that I really need that I don't already have, and I've had it all along. You really should come visit and sit on the porch. It'll make you want to not do anything except get in a hammock. You'll be motivated to get into a hammock if you sit on that porch long enough. Wrote it on a guild. I think all guitars should be played, but a guitar like a Martin, you know, those guys, that company in Nazareth has been, I think they're the oldest family-owned company in the United States. They've been in business since 1833, and they're still run by the descendants of the family. So anyway, that's what this song is about. It's actually in a broader sense, it's about doing what you were designed to do. The hard part's figuring out what that is. Turns out I was supposed to warp young minds. That's my calling. I was made by loving hands in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, in the wintertime of 1939. And the hands that shaped my sides and back have long since been forgotten, but I was built to stand the test of time. I was given to a young man for his high school graduation, and for a time I rarely left his side. I helped him learn the music of his hero Woody Guthrie. We had a fine existence, he and I. Then the army called his number, shipped him off to the Pacific, and he never made it home to me again. I was packed away in storage, and the silence nearly killed me. His parents did not seem to understand that all I ever wanted were two hands upon my strings, somebody who knew just enough to make my rosewood sing. My worth is only measured by the pleasure that I bring to the one who has his hands upon the strings, to the one who has his hands upon the strings. Well, I ended up in Nashville, where an aging country singer paid a fortune just to hang me on a wall. And I appeared on album covers, and I was on the Grand Ole Opry, but he never even played a note at all. Then the IRS came calling. I was rescued from my prison, moved to Liverpool in 1983. I was played and scratched and borrowed, I was pawned and I was stolen, but none of these things mattered much to me, 'cause all I ever wanted were two hands upon my strings, somebody who knew just enough to make my rosewood sing. My worth is only measured by the pleasure that I bring to the one who has his hands upon the strings, to the one who has his hands upon the strings. Now I'm well past 60 years, and no one can afford me. I'm photographed, but rarely ever seen. Well, I would rather end up firewood than to hang in some museum. Won't somebody come and play a song with me? 'Cause all I ever wanted were two hands upon my strings, somebody who knew just enough to make my rosewood sing. My worth is only measured by the pleasure that I bring to the one who has his hands upon the strings, to the one who has his hands upon the strings. Thank you very much. I had a song called You Don't Laugh Anymore that some publisher in Nashville schmoozed me big time and said, oh, that was great. You know, won some kind of song contest in Austin. And so they signed me to a single song deal, 48 months. We're going to get it cut. You won't have to wait 48 months. It's going to get cut like right away. It's a smash. That's what they said. Why don't you come to Nashville? It's on us. You know, so we went. And we stayed in a hotel downtown, and we went and saw Richard Marx on the banks of the river, you know, outdoor concert, and it was cool. And then I went for the writing session. The reason they flew me up there was to see what else I got, you know. So I took a guitar and I sat down in this lady's office, and I played this song. And she said, but the lady, I played this song for the lady, and she was like this on her desk. And she let me play the whole song, which is cool, because they don't, you know, normally they just kind of verse in the chorus and they make you stop. And she heard the whole song, and by the end of the song she just sat there, and I said, well? And she goes, that's the saddest fucking song I've ever heard in my life. And she goes, and I've lived in Nashville all my life. I said, so you like it? She goes, hell no. So nothing ever came of this one, other than that I get to play it for you tonight. It's called What About Me? Funny how the time has flown, a year and 6 months come and gone. Thought that you might like to know that we're getting by. Jason and I are fine. You don't know how many times I see you in his eyes, the way he looks at me. I told him all the things I should, of how our God is kind and good, and heaven is a place that we will all be going to. But he just turns away. Lately he's been asking me, is heaven far away? And I don't know what to say. And oh, I'm tired of being strong. I know how much he needs you now. I'm gonna pull him through somehow. But what about me? All our friends have come to see, have all come by or called to see if Jason's gonna be alright now that his mommy's gone. They turn to me and say, how in heaven's name could God have taken you away and left him all alone? And oh, I'm tired of being strong. I know how much he needs me now. I'm gonna pull him through somehow. But what about me? Jason started school today. He blew a kiss and he turned and walked away. I don't think I've ever been so proud or so alone. I spent the day at home staring at those pictures of the day we brought him home. Now it seems so long ago. And oh, I'm tired of being strong. But our son's the best of me and you, and I intend to see that he remember you. I know how much he needs me now. I'm gonna pull him through somehow. But what about me? Oh, what about me? All right, got a letter you want to hear?
A through Z.
Too long. It's 26 of those. You know, when you write songs for the alphabet and you're an inspired kindergarten teacher, first year of kindergarten. Had a couple of years of first grade under my belt. Now I've been promoted to kindergarten. And I'm going to write a song. I'm going to write a song for every letter in the alphabet, you know? And I got to about F, and then I was like, God, how much can you say about a letter sound? So somewhat of a challenge to have 26 of those. Do you have one that you want to hear in particular?
Well, always
S, but you got to do another one too.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're requesting 2 alpha songs. What you're requesting is either a blend or a digraph. 2 letters.
Phonological.
And since they're probably not going to be vowels, I'm guessing blend. So, well, let's do D for Dennis. All right? And this is a, you may know a family on your block like this. There once was a fellow named David who married a girl named Diane, and they had a baby named Darla, and then had another named Dan. Their 3rd child was named Desdemona, their 4th one a girl named Darlene. They wanted a house full of children with names that all started with D. So the twins were named Darcy and Donna, and then there were Dolly and Drew, and then came their daughter Delilah, and everyone thought they were through. But Diane sort of liked the name Dexter, and David was partial to Doug. So they had 2 more children, and the house that they lived in was growing a little bit snug. Well, they kept finding names that they fancied, and of course they all started with D. And they kept right on going, their family kept growing, till they numbered 103. But then something interesting happened. They ran out of regular names, so they started to make up some new ones, and things got a little bit strange. The next child they named Doodle Dumpling, and then came Demiggle-de-Duff, and then Dimple Duck, and DeRooster, and Dumple-de-Doodle McDuff. And then Dave and Diane took the children, and they bought a hotel by the sea, and they're living there still at the top of the hill, with their names all beginning with D. So I've told Robin that kids come along, they're doing fine. They live in the suburbs. Parents are well off. They probably work for Dell or Samsung. If they go to my school, they do. And then they land in my class, and their life goes ever so slightly askew. And it's barely perceptible at first. But by this time in the school year, a little girl had her birthday the other day, and I said, what style do you want, rock and roll or jazz, or, because I'll play happy birthday for them, but they have to pick the style. And jazz is like, happy birthday to you. And none of them ever picked that. That didn't even sound like their parents' music. And then there's country. Happy birthday to you. And some of them will opt for that. Kenny Chesney fans, if Mom has a Kenny Chesney album, they'll request that one. And then they'll go for like Seattle. Happy birthday to you. And they like that because they can do this. And but this little girl said Bob Dylan, and I said, "Oh, good choice." So we went, "Happy birthday to you," and these are 5 and 6 year olds, and they're all going, "Happy birthday to you." It is the coolest thing. I know I could probably get in trouble for that, but maybe not that much. Not like I'm teaching them cuss words or anything, but God, that is the most fun to have them at your disposal for that long a period of time. By the end of the school year, they're pretty much doing anything you want them to do. You know, within legal limits. Bob Dylan is within legal limits. So, yes, huh?
Yeah.
It's a sing-along. And on the record, it's real Disney-ish. Have you noticed on the Alpha Songs version of it, it's got like the little flute with the snake coming out of the basket, and it's got percussion and snaky sounds and shakers and stuff. So it was a plug for the album. In a sleepy southern suburb lived a snake named Samuel South, with his 7 serpent sisters in a 7-story house. And the house was something special, for a snake it was the best. Samuel South himself designed it in the shape of letter S. Now Samuel and his sisters, they were suited to their home. Since they themselves were S-shaped, they could slither, they could roam up and down the S-shaped staircase, past the kitchen's curvy walls, to the squiggly S-shaped bedrooms, down the squiggly S-shaped halls. And on Saturdays and Sundays, when their supper time was done, they all would gather around the fire and sing this song. Here you go. Impressive. Well, the neighbors were complaining, 'cause they soon got pretty tired of the song the snakes were singing weekend nights around the fire. But a snake can only make one sound, the sound of letter. So when Samuel and his sisters sing, it always sounds like this. Well, the neighbors sold their houses, and a bunch more snakes moved in. And now Samuel and his sisters have a bunch of S-shaped friends. And on Saturdays and Sundays, if you listen, you can hear Samuel singing with his sisters and his neighbors far and near. Last chance. Stick around. Be right back.